What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL playoffs, conference championships, Millionaire Maker.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
Okay guys, this is for the Millionaire Maker slate, which is the Sunday main slate at 1 p.m. Oh, and stick around to the very end of this video. After I show you all my picks in the Draft Dashboard tools, I'll show you these players in DraftKings and in FanDuel, the Millionaire Maker slates. There'll be 2 spots open that you have to fill in, but you'll have a great Millionaire Maker core. Okay guys, NFL playoffs, conference championships. Let's take a look at this 2-game slate. So at the quarterback position, my Millionaire Maker quarterback is Joe Burrow from the Cincinnati Bengals playing the Kansas City Chiefs, who have the 12th worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Joe Burrow has averaged 21.8 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 2.5 rush attempts per game, and he's going to be about 25% owned, projected at 20.4 fantasy points here in this playoff game, and he's 6,600 DraftKings salary, 900 more on FanDuel. And I like this pick because Vegas thinks there's going to be 54.5 points scored in this game, with the Bengals trailing by 7. So you got a great matchup, a high-scoring game, and what could be a passing game script if the Chiefs take the lead by a touchdown or 2. If they take the lead by a couple of touchdowns, then they're going to put a lot of pressure on Joe Burrow to continue to throw the ball. I think there's a pretty good chance of that happening. So I like Joe Burrow here versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Okay, let's take a look at the running back position. I like Cam Akers from the LA Rams playing the San Francisco 49ers, who have a good defense overall. They've been good versus opposing running backs. And now Cam Akers, he hasn't really done that well since coming back from injury in terms of fantasy points, but he's getting a ton of volume, and his salary is super low for his upside. So he's going to be about 42% owned, projected at 13.8 fantasy points here in this playoff game. He's 5,000 DraftKings salary, 1,200 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 46.5 points scored in this game, with the Rams favored by 3. Now Cam Akers has scored 8 and 11 fantasy points in the last 2 games, but he got 24 and 17 rush attempts on top of 3 and 2 pass targets. So that's a ton of volume for a guy that's only 5,000 DraftKings salary. Probably my favorite play on the slate. So I like Cam Akers here versus the San Francisco 49ers. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. My Millionaire Maker wide receiver is Jamar Chase from the Cincinnati Bengals playing the Kansas City Chiefs, who have the 12th worst defense overall. They give up the 10th most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Jamar Chase has averaged 18.9 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 7.5 pass targets per game. He's going to be about 36% owned, projected at 19.5 fantasy points here in this playoff game. He's 6,700 DraftKings salary, 1,300 more on FanDuel. We know Vegas thinks there's going to be 54.5 points scored in this game, with the Bengals trailing by 7. And Jamar Chase has scored 19 and 26 fantasy points in the last 2 games off of 6 and 12 pass targets. It's a great matchup, could be a passing game script, and I think this is a great player to stack with Joe Burrow, so I like Jamar Chase here versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, if you want to complete, or you want to do a 2-man wide receiver stack with Joe Burrow, you got a couple options here. You actually have a good option at tight end as well, so I love this Joe Burrow stack going into this matchup in this high-scoring game. This should be a passing game script. Just makes a lot of sense. So you could stack Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase with T. Higgins or Tyler Boyd. I think either of those players make a lot of sense to stack. And I'll give you another guy at the tight end position you could stack as well.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Okay, moving on to the tight end position. My millionaire maker tight end is Travis Kelce from the Kansas City Chiefs, playing the Cincinnati Bengals, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. They give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends, and Travis Kelce has averaged 17.2 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 8.4 pass targets per game. He's projected at 20 fantasy points here in this playoff game. He's $6,500 DraftKings salary, $1,200 more on FanDuel. Oh, and it looks like he's going to be about 51% owned, so pretty heavy ownership for Travis Kelce. And that's because his salary's a little bit low. He could easily be in the 7,000s. I think just like Jamar Chase could easily be a 7,000 plus salary player, but these guys are only 6,000 something. So Travis Kelce, 6,500 DraftKings salary. I think that's pretty cheap for a guy who scored 29 fantasy points last game off of 7 pass targets. Also scored 13 and 13 fantasy points the 2 games before that off of 5 and 7 pass targets. He has a good matchup here versus the Bengals in this high-scoring game. So I like Travis Kelce here versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, if you want to save some salary at the tight end position and add to your Joe Burrow's Jamar Chase stack, take a look at CJ Uzomah. He's only $3,400 DraftKings salary. He is $2,200 more on FanDuel, so I prefer that DraftKings price. But he scored 14 and 18 fantasy points in the last 2 games off of 8 and 6 pass targets. Going to be about 27% owned, projected at 13.9 fantasy points here in this playoff game. So pretty good matchup here. High scoring game. Could be a passing game script. So I think it makes a lot of sense to stack Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Then you want to save some salary at the tight end position on that stack. So I like CJ Uzomah here versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.